Well, welcome everyone on behalf of the Underhill Historical Society and our Lucius, not Lucius, our Lucius Jackson Memorial Award presentation. I'll be doing crowd control tonight. So, first of all, I want to thank everybody who made all the goodies. Carolyn and Mary and Suze, where are you? Susan. And of course, I want to thank Tim Chamberlain, who is videotaping this. And it will be on our website, underhillhistoricalsociety.org, after it's edited, of course. So, I'll give you the lay of the land. We have 5 planned speakers, and after that, we're going to just open it up for comments for anybody who wants to roast or toast, or both. Rick. So Rick, I'm going to be the first speaker. So fasten your seatbelt. We're gonna see if we can make you blush. Oh, is it getting started a little?
Welcome back, Mary.
Well, my first, I'm just gonna dedicate what I'm gonna talk about, that which Rick has done a number of things for the Historical Society. He's done more than I'm going to give examples of, but so others will talk about what he's done for the town and so forth. But I may be reaching for my voice a few times, so hang in there. Actually, the first time I really got to know Rick was 10 years ago in 2015. He joined the steering committee for the renovation of the old schoolhouse. And it was that kickoff, that was the beginning of what was a 5-year effort to renovate the schoolhouse. At that very first meeting, Rick speaks up and says, I belong to a group, what is a philanthropic group that does good deeds from time to time, wherever. I didn't know much more about it than I do now. But he says, maybe I can get the group to come and do some work here at the schoolhouse. They come on a Saturday, a gang, a small army, with everything they need. And the end of the day, the front of the schoolhouse is totally painted. The rear of the schoolhouse is totally painted. They took off a number of the windows, glazed them, and painted the sashes, put them back, and that was 2015. So knowing what it was like back then, that was a real kickstart to get everybody thinking and positive about getting this schoolhouse put back together. So that's the first thank you, Rick, because it was a big deal back then as to what it represented. I got to jump back for a minute. I wanted to talk about Lucius Jackson, who is our founder and benefactor. He founded the Historical Society in 1968. And the whole idea behind this award was created after he had passed away. And it was designed for someone who's made contributions to the town of Underhill and its history. And so that's the purpose of why we have this Lucius Jackson Award. For example, many of you know Mary Fell. She was the first to be awarded this award. And So Judy, you have
Oh, yeah.
Judy and Gail socialized with with Lucius Jackson, so I'll resume with you, Rick, when she's done.
Does anybody here remember Jack?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
That's it?
Does this stick up here? Okay. I have a bunch of town reports, and they're so much fun to read. But I went back to the town report of 1967. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. And on the cover is a picture that Roy Kennedy drew, but anyway. At the town meeting in 1967, there was an article to see whether the town will accept plans for restoration to the town hall building, according to plans prepared by the building committee and an architect. And it was probably Bill Lunda. And if Article A is voted yes, affirmative, shall the town undertake said restoration and raise funds, therefore, by borrowing a sum not to exceed $63,000 to pay for said restoration. Now, Gail has a notation here that says it passed, but I found out that someone had sent a petition around after that, and the whole thing was rescinded. So, fast forward to, let me see, 1968, and it says the Underhill Historical Society was formed in May 6, 1968, with the initial project of raising funds for the restoration of the town hall, in the spirit of the preliminary plans drawn by the late William Lunda. As the voters of Underhill have rejected the suggested addition for the town clerk's office, it now appears that the clerk's office, the library, etc., will remain in their present locations rather than be moved as suggested in the original plans. The Underhill Historical Society, through direct contributions, a very successful auction with a refreshment stand, and a ham dinner at St. Thomas Church, a rummage sale, and a series of raffles, has already raised upwards of $3,500 and hopes to have $4,000 when the proceeds of our Valentine's Day dinner dance and another raffle are in. With the advice and approval of the selectmen, we hope to start work this spring. Another auction is planned for this summer, and again, contributions of anything, antiques, used furniture, or junk will be welcomed. Mrs. Larry Wright, does anybody remember Larry and Viv Wright? Yeah. Has offered us a handsome Afghan to be raffled this year, and we know this will prove a very popular item. All of the money given to the society will be used each year to complete some portion of the restoration. When we have a good year, it will be a big job. Should we do poorly, then it must be a small one. We think the first year has been a good one, and that you will be pleased with the work to be done. We thank you for your help so far. Lucius Jackson, President, Lorraine Dwyer, Vice President, Harold Manny, Secretary, and Zilda Bolio, Treasurer. And there's something else I have marked here. Okay. In January and February of 1970, a volunteer group started work on the main hall. We were joined each week by an ever-growing number of helpers. In February, we had a ski party at the Underhill Ski Bowl with the generous help of our hosts, Bill and Emmy Durbrow. In March, we had a celebration party at the town hall for all who had worked with us in January and February. Father Depo's Devils furnished us with music, and a Tupperware party followed in April at the suggestion of Sally Soul. The July meeting was replaced with our annual auction, our largest single source of income. It was again conducted by Dwayne Merrill, who contributed his services for the third year. Bill Sims, does anybody remember Bill Sims? He was married to Jan Kennedy. He installed a very helpful sound system, and Wendell Metcalf and the road crew put up lights for this. In August, Mr. and Mrs. Fred Trask presented slides of their recent trip to East Africa, giving us a very interesting evening. In October, following a very brief annual meeting in costumes, we had a delightful Halloween party with music supplied by Matt Parisi, Ed Moore, Tom Manzi, and Jim Nader. In November, Dr. Donald Ball showed slides of the Morgan Horse Farm to a limited turnout due to miserable weather. And in December, of course, the big event was the New Year's Eve party, which was both a hit and a moneymaker. We'll surely have another next year. Again, Matt, Ed, Tom, Jim provided live music. And there was a drawing of our door prize won by Martha Dane, who was Martha Romfrey. You remember her? And I'll finish off by saying there was an article in the Free Press on November 13th saying, Underhill can be proud of the heroic effort put forth in recent months to render this old building useful for contemporary community needs. I think that's it. Wait a minute, I have another marker here. Oh, does anybody remember Paul Cook? Well, this is in the 1978 town report. Lucius Jackson's on the cover. And Paul Cook, anyone remember Paul Cook? He wrote this poem in memory of Lucius, or Jack. He settled in the shadow of our mountain, but was never dwarfed by it. Countless are the flames of friendship that by his fireside were lit. Jack's joy of life is living it and doing things of worth. He has made a bright and better place of this tiny piece of earth. Great men and famous men will doubtless come and go, but Jack is as fine a man as we ever hope to know. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Judy, and that is a framed photo of Lucius, a little bio of his life, and the Paul Cook poetry that you just heard. So that's always on display in the old schoolhouse. So, Rick, back to you. Well, first of all, I mean, we have to bring Mary into this because you and your merry band of artists with the banners, it's a great addition to the town. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
How did you get them up there on the poles? Just like that? So you live with Spider-Man, or? How many years did you go up and down, Rick?
Nearly 9, I suppose.
Wow, no parachute?
No parachute. Setting that ladder against the round pole was always a little bit tricky. Very carefully. The first time we did it from the back of a pickup truck, that was even worse, I thought.
Dangerous.
More dangerous.
Well, thank you, because it seems like something small, but it's not. In fact, the banners separate us from neighboring towns.
For sure.
It's a lift. The schoolhouse renovation had a lot of parts to it. The second floor had no door to get into it. And, John Connell donated a door, no lock, nothing but a hole. Rick comes along and says, I think I can take care of that. He goes home. Who knows what he's going through in the barn? He comes back with an antique lock, installs it in this door. Here's the end part. It's a skeleton key. It's perfect for an old schoolhouse. So, again, small, but not so small, because it added something nice to our second floor. And then maybe even a couple years go by, and we realize we need more security in the schoolhouse. And who volunteers but we decide we need deadbolts. And who volunteers but our local locksmith. So Rick and Bob, Linda, install these deadbolt locks in our schoolhouse. Again, it seems like a small operation, but that's how things get done in our schoolhouse with volunteers. And so being there often, I don't see it as a small detail. We're starting to get artifacts into our schoolhouse, so that's why we felt it was important to enhance the security. Anyway, Rick has done so much. I want to pass this microphone off to others, but this one is, try and picture this. We get a bookcase delivered. It's at least 7 feet high. And it's probably 6 plus, is it 7.5 feet?
It's probably 10 feet long.
10 feet long, 8 feet high, 7.5, 8, yeah,
From the Davenport Library.
yeah. It's right, it was from the Davenport Library. It doesn't go up the stairwell. Doesn't go up there with anybody. So, who do you think took care of this? Mr. Rick cuts this thing in half. Perfectly. Takes it upstairs, reassembles it, secures it to the wall, and then paints it. That's a big deal. It's one whole wall of the schoolhouse. Do you have anything to say about that 8-hour day? No?
It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Wow.
Taking apart piece by piece and, yes, putting it back together in such a way you'd never know where it was cut.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was fun.
You asked me to find where you got it.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Well, I just have to say something. My honey-do list did not get done for about 10 years. So, that's it.
We have a microphone, Mary.
Don't get me started.
Well, our speakers are Gene Archibald, who I think everybody knows, Connie Gallagher, Brad Holden, and Kurt Johnson. So I'm going to pass it off to Gene in one more sentence, Gene. I also want to add a giant thank you on behalf of the Historical Society to you, Rick, and actually add something else. I mean, the way you go about what you do with no fanfare is just a great example of anyone but of you. So, I mean, we can't thank you enough for all the things that you do. And I have a longer list, but these, I don't want to, you know. There's a,
Thank you.
and,
I'll come to the podium.
okay.
It's something to hang on to.
Hold it.
I'll hold it, yeah. I'm just here for a quick moment. I I was looking at a town report the other day, and I realized that if you want to get involved in the town of Underhill, there's probably over 40 ways. Some of them are paid, but I don't think anybody would carry on about how highly paid they are. And many of them are volunteer. It's just amazing to me that the town of Underhill, the size it is, the population it is, has grown in the way it has through its people. I mean, the number of things that people have done, the recreation, the conservation, the energy committees, the people that just turn up for things like this, historical societies, so many things. There's a sense of just wanting to be part of this really great town. And I've been on a lot of committees and I've been to a lot of meetings over my lifetime, and I'm not a love of meetings. Most people say, well, I'd like to do stuff, but I really don't want to go to a meeting. I'd rather stay home. And I was thinking about what it's like when you are at a committee meeting. And one of the syndromes that I've noticed over the years is that there's always someone who says, wouldn't it be a good idea if blank, 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 blank? And it's one of those things people throw out because they're all sitting around and talking and getting ideas. But there's sort of a blank moment after that when nobody says anything because, you know, it's thinking, I think that is a good idea, but I don't really want to do that because I'm so busy. And the one person, I think, who is a master of responding quietly to that challenge is Rick. He sits there quietly, and then suddenly he says, well, this is what we can do. And then he does it. And so I just like to pay tribute to that, Rick. The fact that you don't ever tout your talents. You just go out and do it. And so I know you're going to hear from other people about what he's done, but I just want to say that the personality of this guy is wonderful. Thank you. Who comes next?
Connie's coming.
Connie. I can meet you halfway here if you want.
It's a rocking chair, so.
If you could put the microphone back into that stand.
Okay, the stand is good. You can hang on here.
Yeah, the piece I'm gonna read.
Well, then, there you need that. Okay.
What a nice group. Particularly the couple in front here. Well, Rick Hay. He came to Underhill from New Jersey in the 1980s, and he bought a beautiful farm on Kelly Road, just north of town. Showing an interest in the town, he became involved in the Underhill affairs very quickly, beginning with an appointment to the zoning board, followed by the planning committee with the town legends Marion Fay, Mary Fell, Stan Hamlet, and Peter Siebold. Remember all those folks? And later he was on the select board. He played a role in our 250th anniversary celebration in 2013. I met him when he became involved with the Underhill Historical Society and helped us by being a member of the select board to get the variance to build our storage shed to house our chairs and our bad weather tent. We had a hard time getting that variance, and Rick was very helpful on that. Rick is a practical man of action rather than a talker. When we discovered that there were a number of trees which threatened the UHS schoolhouse, Rick just cut them down. He was responsible for hanging all of the beautiful banners I mentioned already, by putting a ladder up against a round pole, and that was a courageous move. But the thing that came to my attention was already mentioned by our president, was Rick's help when we acquired one of the original bookcases from the Delaporte Library. Rick joined Tim Durbauer and me to move the large bookcase to the schoolhouse to hold and display our book collection. When we got it there, we discovered that it was too big to go up the stairs. Quietly that week, Rick took the thing apart, cut it in half, brought it upstairs, and put it back together seamlessly. He is good with his hands and with his mind. He's a capable guy, the kind of man who can fix anything. Rick is a Renaissance man of sorts, who was trained as a photographer at Rutgers University and worked as a computer engineer at IBM in Essex Junction. He cultivates flowering plants at home, and he is an expert on historical coins. He has built a fabulous collection of American coins, and he gave a well-attended and well-presented UHS talk about these coins right here at the Deborah Rawson. He also gave a wonderful talk about his father, who was a prisoner of war during World War II. Rick is a quiet and interesting man and a good listener. He is unassuming and very generous with his time. He's a good guy to know. Congratulations, Rick. Got tied up in the wiring here.
Ready, Brad? You want to walk with this, or
No, that's all right.
you're used to it?
All right, good evening. Hi, Rick, Mary. I'm just going to elaborate a little bit more on Rick's civic life. So Rick, correct me if I'm wrong, but you first purchased land and moved to Underhill in 1986.
Correct.
Is that
January.
correct? Great. January, that was. And you still reside to the same place on Kelly Road with your partner, Mary. So Roger emailed me the other night, and he said, well, this is a list of speakers, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got to think of something to say about Rick. And I first met Rick I met him when I was on the select board, and he was asking for money for the 250th anniversary, but which we gladly gave. But I surveyed his property when I was practicing surveying. And so I got to know Rick pretty well through that process. And then, our relationship continued. But anyway, I was reading Roger's email, and I don't watch TV. So I'm just at home, sitting on my couch and surfing on my phone like I usually do. And I get across some feed that talks about Greek philosophers. And so I'm reading these quotes from famous Greek philosophers, and I read this one that says, no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and it's not the same man. So I thought that was pretty profound as I thought about myself, but then I said, wow, well, that's definitely, can affect Rick, or it's what I'm sure what Rick has gone through. So I'm not going to get all philosophical with you, but for these purposes, let's pretend the river is Rick's civic life, and Rick's obviously the man.